Rebecca strides into the workroom ahead of the other queens, bows, and blows the camera a kiss. Tweety flies in behind her, promptly perching on her shoulder and mimicking her gesture. Quackleval and Helga enter last and stand on opposite ends of the workroom, neither queen looking at the other.
Do you think we could stick Helga and Quackleval in a cage, set it on fire, and just let them duke it out for a place in the competition? I don't think anyone would mind the show.
Walking in this morning, it's taking every fiber of my being not to lose it on that crusty excuse for a drag queen. She shouldn't be in this workroom. Betty should be here, and I stand by everything that I said in Untucked. I wish the bitch had hit me. Unlike Fairy Godmother, I would have returned the favor and knocked her the hell out.
Trying to ease some of the tension in the workroom, Rebecca asked the other queens how they feel about making it this far, inquiring if this was the top 4 that they were all expecting. Tweety nods, stating that based on the judges' critiques throughout the season, this group made the most sense, and Rebecca agrees with the sentiment. Quackleval immediately shakes his head, insisting that he knew he would make the top 4 and predicted that Tweety would be here as well, but he would have replaced Rebecca with number 5. He then gives Helga a pointed look and says that he would have swapped her with Betty, adding that the only reason she's still here is because the judges threw her a pity save last week.
Oh, for fuck's sake. The Krusty the Clown wannabe with thirstier wigs really wants to do this again. Well, I'm warm, I'm ready, and I'll argue with Quackleval anytime or any place, rain or shine.
Helga scoffs, noting that the comment is rich coming from Quackleval, who the judges saved even though both Padme and Esmeralda danced literal circles around him. Quackleval claps back that at least he put up a fight during his lip syncs, whereas Betty Daub walked Helga all over the stage. Helga shrugs, stating that although she didn't put a hole in the floor with her performance, she's still here and Betty isn't. So if Quackleval has a problem with that, then he can take it up with Pegasus or walk himself back to Paldir. Quackleval starts to reply that he won't be going anywhere, but Helga cuts him off, asking if he's sure about that, because he's been coasting since week 1, and she doubts that his soul wind will save him during yet another lip sync. Quackleval retorts that he stayed over Padme and Esmeralda because he is a strong lip syncer and a fierce drag queen, something that Helga wouldn't know anything about.
I'm starting to think that Rebecca might have been onto something with that bitch pollen theory, because these two are going at it like cats and dogs. Well, cats and ducks.
The two continue to argue until Rebecca claps her hands together and shouts at them to either make out, kill each other, or shut the hell up because it's too damn early for this mess and is giving her a headache. Quackleval and Helga start to respond, neither willing to stop the argument, but are cut off by the workroom siren, which causes Rebecca to sigh in relief.
My queens, before I reveal what your main challenge is going to be this week, I thought that you could use some time to have a little fun and get a little shady. So, for the mini challenge, you'll be playing with puppets, because who doesn't love puppets? Each of you will randomly select a puppet resembling one of your fellow queens and do your best to impersonate them.
Rebecca Hawkins won the mini challenge and will receive an advantage in this week's main challenge.
Okay, producers, it was a truly shady move to give Helga and Quackleval each other's puppets. They didn't even try to make any funny jokes. They were just mean, which I found hilarious.
A back-to-back mini and maxi challenge win is the exact sort of. Nope, scratch that. I don't want to sound like Raven. Right now, I just want to know what the challenge is and what my advantage will be so that I can be the first queen to secure a second consecutive win.
Ladies, you really proved how fun puppets can be. My ears are still ringing from all of the shade, and I'm not sure how we're going to get those reads past the censors. At any rate, for this week's main challenge, you will be paying tribute to one of the most iconic forms of dance, burlesque. Each of you will be assigned one of 4 types of burlesque choreography to learn and perform: classic burlesque, neo-burlesque, steampunk burlesque, and Bollywood burlesque. Rebecca Hawkins, as the winner of the mini challenge, you will assign each queen to a style. And for the runway, category is latex playtex. I'll see you all on the main stage.
I'm more than a little shocked. I've never done a burlesque performance before, but thankfully I've seen a few shows, so I know what I'm going to pick for myself. As for everyone else, I guess we'll just have to see how this goes.
Rebecca looks at the other queens and quickly declares that she will be taking the neo-burlesque choreography for herself before turning to Tweety and asking him what style he wants. Tweety replies that he wants Bollywood burlesque,
Bollywood is pretty far outside of my comfort zone, but I feel like it will help my routine stand out compared to the more traditional burlesque styles. It's the top 4, which means that no one can aim for the middle and hope that someone else will do worse. I intend to earn my 3rd win this week so that I can finally lock these wings around that crown.
Rebecca nods, telling Tweety that Bollywood is his before looking at Helga and asking her what style she would like, which causes Quackleval to roll his eyes.
Oh, now the busted baby queen is picking me last to try and psych me out. Everyone saw what happened to the last queen who pulled that trick. Just saying.
After deliberating for a long moment, Helga responds that she would like the steampunk choreography.
This challenge is definitely outside of my wheelhouse. I'm not a dancer, and I haven't attempted burlesque in my performances before tonight. I'm hoping that I'll be able to integrate steampunk elements into my usual drag aesthetic and impress the judges with something creative.
Rebecca nods, telling Helga that she can have steampunk before turning to Quackleval and stating that he'll be performing the classic burlesque routine. Quackleval replies that he's confident he'll slay any of the routines this week, so he's happy to take the classic choreo.
I meant what I said. I've been asking for a choreography challenge since the 2nd week, and now I'm going to show everyone why. I was the best dancer in this competition even before Esmeralda left, and you best believe that I'm going to stomp all over that stage. With how nervous Helga looks, I'm manifesting that she will land in the bottom tonight.
The queens split up to prepare their routines, with Tweety, Rebecca, and Helga heading to one side of the workroom, and Quackleval striding to the other. Rebecca, Tweety, and Helga start learning their routines, and Rebecca takes to her assigned moves a bit more easily than the other queens. Noticing that Tweety is struggling with his choreography, Rebecca asks if there's anything that she can do to help. Tweety nods and inquires if she can help him learn how to belly dance, which prompts Rebecca to ask why he chose Bollywood. Tweety responds that he thought doing one of the less traditional forms of burlesque would be an excellent way to stand out from the others, but he didn't expect the movements to be so intricate.
There's a lot more to burlesque than just making the audience think that you're going to take off your clothes. The movements are sharp and require a level of precision and body control that I've never had to execute before. I'm good at doing drag dance routines, but this is something else entirely.
Trying to shift the focus elsewhere, Tweety asks Rebecca and Helga how they are feeling about the routines they selected. Rebecca replies that she is taking to neo-burlesque quite well, stating that the mix of playful theatricality and modern dance makes the choreography somewhat easy to learn. Helga looks at Rebecca with a sullen expression, admitting that she envies Rebecca's ability to adapt to the challenge so quickly. She adds that the choreography feels overwhelming and she isn't as confident in her ability to slay the performance this week.
I'm not trying to bring down the energy around the table, but this challenge is making me anxious. I've got a cane prop that I need to use throughout my routine, and I keep tripping over it. I can't land half of the moves, and I'm really starting to panic.
Rebecca offers to help Helga with some of her moves, which Helga reluctantly accepts. Rebecca reassures her that she's feeling good about most of her own choreography, so she really doesn't mind. As the two begin to practice Helga's steps, Tweety looks across the room at Quackleval and says that he's going to visit the other queen. Helga and Rebecca share a confused look, but Tweety moves away from the workstation before either can comment.
If Tweety wants to waste his time talking to that nightmare instead of preparing for the challenge, then I wish him the best of luck.
Rebecca continues to help Helga with her choreography, although it's clear that the other queen is struggling with the moves. They decide to take a short break, and Rebecca asks Helga about Hillwood, stating that she's never mentioned anything about the drag scene back home or any of her friends. Helga admits that she doesn't talk about her friends back home because she doesn't have many. Astonished, Rebecca asks why not, and Helga explains that she was notoriously hard to work with during much of her early drag career.
I got into drag when I was young and still reeling from a difficult home life, so I was very messy with my performances and hard to deal with. I burned a lot of bridges, and I've only recently managed to shake that bad reputation. It's one of the reasons that I'm so grateful to have met queens like Esmeralda, Raven, Tweety, and Rebecca. It's weird knowing other performers who I consider friends.
Rebecca asks Helga what changed with herself and her drag that allowed her to start healing her reputation in Hillwood. Helga replies that she finally focused on her mental health and befriended another local queen named Arnold, who saw her for who she was, helped her refine the beauty in her chaotic art, and pushed her to figure out what she wanted to convey through her drag. Rebecca commends Helga for her growth, and the two queens continue to bond as they rehearse their routines. Tweety approaches Corporal, who is wearing a pair of large headphones, clearly focused on learning his choreography and getting the music down pat. When he sees Tweety approach, he removes his headphones and tilts his head in confusion. Tweety asks if Corporal is doing his best Judy Jetson impression by working apart from everyone else this week. Corporal laughs and replies that if he was doing his best Judy Jetson impression, then he would froth at the mouth and blame another queen for his performance in the competition, which isn't exactly his style. Corporal follows up by asking Tweety what he wants, and Tweety responds that he just wanted to check in on him.
Rebecca and Helga might not be able to stand Quack Wobble, but I like him. He's definitely a bitch, but compared to Betty and Five, at least he's an entertaining bitch. I respect his talent, and regardless of who you are, it's a shit feeling to have to get ready for a show all alone.
Corporal says that he doesn't need anyone checking up on him and is perfectly fine getting ready alone. Tweety immediately questions why that is and why Corporal is so comfortable alienating the other queens. Corporal replies that he came here to win a crown and show the entire world how sickening Poldean drag really is. He isn't here for some fake sisterhood, kumbaya bullshit, and he's not sorry if that gets under anyone's skin.
I didn't come here to braid another bitch's arm hair or touch up the mug. I came here to win a crown, earn a fat check, and look stunning. I will text a few queens that I respect after the finale, but the rest of them can kick rocks. Sorry, not sorry.
Tweety chuckles, amused by Corpoval's fire, and asks him how he's faring with his choreography. Corporal asks if Tweety really doubts his ability to eat up the choreo. Tweety responds that stranger things have happened, like when Corporal actually won a challenge, which makes Corporal laugh. Corporal tells Tweety that he wants to continue preparing for the challenge, and adds that, based on what he saw a few minutes ago, Tweety should really keep rehearsing as well. Corporal wishes Tweety luck as the smaller queen flutters away, and Tweety returns the sentiment. Rebecca Hawkins and Corporal had a great performance.
I told Tweety that I was going to eat up that choreography, and what did I go out there and do? Exactly that. I've been waiting all season for a dancing challenge, and tonight I proved to everyone that I'm the best dancer in Toon World.
I think I did neo-burlesque justice in the challenge. My performance was giving very Dita Von Teese, and I showed off a sensual side to my drag that I think caught the judges off guard in the best way.
Tweety Bird and Helga Pataki had a good performance.
I'm definitely not going to be taking Bollywood by storm anytime soon. I hit all of the moves, but I know that my overall performance could have been stronger. I didn't feel confident, and I'm sure that the judges could tell, so all I can do is hope that my runway is enough to keep me from the bottom.
I did the best I could in the challenge, but I'm a realistic enough bitch to recognize when I've been outperformed. I struggled with the cane prop, and I missed a few moves. Even though my runway slays, I'll still be learning the words to the lip sync this week, no matter what.
Corporal, Rebecca Hawkins, Tweety Bird, and Helga Pataki slayed the runway.
I'm serving you, bimbo, Barbie dominatrix, strutting down the runway in a skin-tight hot pink catsuit. I've got on my 6-inch heels and a long-ass bull whip that I'm smacking all over the stage. Thank you, Ringmaster Training. I get directly in front of the panel. And what do I do with my whip? Bitch, I start jump roping with it. And the judges are living. You know I ate that up.
My look this week is giving very Eon Flux meets Bond Girl. I've got shades, this gorgeous latex trench coat, and I'm wearing a sleek black bob that bounces just right when I move. I feel very sexy and a little deadly too. This look is very different from anything that I've worn this season, and I could tell that I commanded the judges' attention.
My look tonight is a tribute to Britney Spears' iconic red latex catsuit, and there isn't an inch of camp in my presentation. I'm proving that I can strut a runway like no other queen can. Oh god, does this mean that Britney, Fender, and I have to fight? I could totally kick their asses.
Like Tweety Bird, I decided to pay tribute to one of my favorite artists' iconic looks. My runway is an homage to Sam Smith's 2023 Brit Awards outfit. This bodysuit has massive puffed out legs and sleeves that taper down to a pair of sleek boots and matching gloves. I'm making the statement that beauty can be found in unconventional shapes and sizes, and I'm so proud to showcase this look.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Toon World Season 1. Allow me to introduce our sultry panel of judges. First, she's our resident judge and beauty queen. It's my Valentine. Next, we have our special guest judge, the creator of Dungeon Dice Monsters, and a boylesque icon. He's Duke Devlin. This week, we asked our queens to show us their best moves in a tribute to different styles of burlesque. And tonight on the runway, category is Latex Playtex. Duke, my dear, it's been a long time. What were your thoughts on tonight's challenge?
All of the queens did fine, but if you had put me on that stage, I would have slayed.
Don't say that too loudly, Duke. A few of the girls here will definitely try to key your car. Before we begin critiques, I want to take a moment to share how amazed and proud I am of you all. Every single queen in this cast has brought something unique and important to the competition, which would not have been the same without all of you. It's an honor to have you participate in the first season of Toon World and share your talent on our main stage. With that said, let's move on to the portion of the evening where we proceed to scar you emotionally. Rebecca, step forward. Care to begin?
Rebecca, tonight you really brought out the true depth of neo-burlesque in a way that honored the style's rich history. You weren't just sexy, you were theatrical. Your dance moves were clean. You incorporated comedy into your performance, and everything was very good. As for this runway, it might be my favorite look that you've served all season, except for maybe your wedding outfit. You look hot, and I think that you should wear black hair more often. It suits you.
I'm going to begin by praising you for being the only queen to wear something other than a catsuit for the latex runway. It made you stand out more, despite everyone eating up this runway. As for your performance, I enjoyed it a lot. Although I could tell that you're new to burlesque, it's clear that your head was in the challenge, and you performed quite well. Excellent job.
I think that it's especially important to perform neo-burlesque accurately because so many people are familiar with the style. It signifies the Americanized version of burlesque, a revival of an art form that was suppressed by a moralist crackdown, and you really did it justice. I loved your performance. It was a pleasure watching you tonight.
Tweety Bird, you are up next.
Tweety, tonight was the first time that you seemed uncomfortable in a challenge. You didn't miss any moves, but from the second that your music started playing, we could see the nerves written across your face, which impacted your showmanship. However, I love this look. It's very Britney and out of the box compared to the campier looks that you've shown us this season.
Although I agree with Mai about your challenge performance, I also want to be nitpicky with your runway. It's fantastic, but when everyone has a fantastic runway, I need to start splitting hairs. Honestly, yours is the most basic look tonight. It's a sickening red catsuit, but at the end of the day, it's just a catsuit. I wish that you had styled it more and put more of your unique spin on the look.
Bollywood burlesque can be hard to perform if you're not familiar with the style, and your lack of familiarity with the movements was clear tonight. There's a certain fluidity and comfort that was missing from your dancing, and it made you stick out in a bad way. Although you hit every move, the overall performance was just lacking.
Quackwavel, please step forward.
Quackwavel, you were in the zone and really gave us the performance that we were hoping to see. Your classic burlesque was glamorous and so naughty that Elvira herself would have been proud of your tassel-twirling prowess. You gave us a taste of your dancing skills before, but tonight you truly let go and showed off your talents. Your lines were clean and you really embodied the style.
I agree with Maya's critiques and want to add that you brought more character to your performance than any other queen tonight. Your face and body told a clear story in time with the music, which was beautiful to watch. As for this runway, it's one of my favorite looks across the entire season. The whip really brought the whole runway to another level. Fantastic job.
Your performance tonight was a love letter to classic burlesque. It revived a long dead style and showed off your versatility as a dancer. And this outfit is absolutely incredible. Everyone's looks slayed, but this garment and your runway performance ate and left no crumbs. Fabulous work.
Helga Pataki, darling, please step forward.
Helga, I knew this would be a hard night for you from the moment that you stepped onto the stage. I could see on your face that you weren't confident in your choreography, and you missed a few moves throughout your performance. However, I want to commend you for your runway tonight. It's a stunning homage to Sam Smith and is probably the strongest look that you've presented this season.
If I'm being honest, this challenge felt like it was out of your element. Although that isn't an excuse to give up. It felt like you already defeated the moment that you walked on stage, which was disappointing compared to the fire that you've shown throughout this competition. Not everyone has to be a dancer, but you still have to find a way to represent your brand and your talents in your performance. Remember that, Helga.
Props can be a struggle for any queen, and I think that you fixated on your difficulties with the props so much that it dragged down the rest of your performance. However, your runway is my personal favorite of the night. I love a queen who can play with proportions and new silhouettes, which you accomplished perfectly with this look.
My queens, after sharing our thoughts with you and deliberating amongst ourselves, here are your placements for the week. Rebecca Hawkins, tonight your performance put the new in Neo-Burlesque. You were safe and may go and tuck backstage.
It may not be the back-to-back wins that I was hoping for, but I'm honored to have made the top 3. I've worked my ass off this season, and despite what any bitch wants to say, I've relied on nothing but my blood, sweat, tears, and best glitter glue in these challenges. I just hope that Tweety makes it to the finale alongside me.
Quackwavel, tonight you were the vedette of Toon World. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Who's coasting on one win now, bitch? Because it sure as hell isn't me. I shine tonight, and I feel like this is the first time in weeks that the judges have truly seen me next to these other hags. I'm in the top 3. The crown is mine, and there's nothing these bitches can do about that.
Tweety Bird, tonight your Bollywood choreography was more of a Bollywood. I'm sorry my dear, but you are up for elimination. Helga Pataki, tonight your steampunk burlesque wasn't very steamy at all. I'm sorry my dear, but you are also up for elimination.
It's taken the whole damn season, but the viewers at home finally get to see me lip sync. I'm not sweating it tonight. We saw what Helga could do last week, and although I adore her, I can definitely outperform her.
I knew that I was going to be in the bottom this week, and I made my peace with that before the runway. I can barely move in this look, let alone dance, but I know the words to the song and I'm going to fight to stay here. No matter what happens, I'm proud of what I've done this season.
The lip-sync song is About You Now by Miranda Cosgrove. Tweety Bird had a good lip-sync. Helga Pataki had a bad lip-sync.
Ladies, I have made my decision. Tweety Bird, Shantae you stay. You may go and tuck backstage. Helga Pataki, I said it before and I'll say it again. I have never met another queen like you, and I don't think that anyone will ever match your uniqueness. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for bringing your vision and art to Toon World. Now my dear, sashay away.
Words have power, so choose yours carefully. Unless you're Quackwavel, who should just shut the fuck up already.
This is Untucked.
The queens congratulate Quackwavel for winning the challenge, and Tweety for winning the lip-sync, and both queens thank the others. Tweety proposes a toast to silence of the Toons, insisting that they should have won as a group for that challenge. Rebecca cuts in, commenting that Raven deserved her win that week, and Tweety nods in agreement. Rebecca and Quackwavel accept Tweety's toast, add in a cheer for the final 3, and sip their cocktails. Suddenly, the queens are interrupted by the workroom siren as Pegasus's face appears on the monitor.
My queens, I was eavesdropping just now and thought I heard you mention the final 3, so I wanted to personally congratulate you for making it this far in the competition. However, I also come bearing some unfortunate news. The finale of Toon World Season 1 isn't going to be a top 3. It's going to be a top 2. So enjoy your cocktails and rest up. I'll see you in the workroom next week for your final challenge, after which one of you will be going home. Ta-ta. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Now remember, be proud, feel free, and live your life, always.